Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Untapped Podcast. My name is Jacob Gabel.
And my name is Jacob Wurtz, guys. Welcome to episode 190 of the Untapped Podcast. If this is your first time joining us, first of all, thank you. We are thrilled to have you here with us. We actually have 5 main formats of our show. So first, we have 1442 episodes. Now, in these episodes, we cover the mental side of our brand. In these ones, we go over our anecdotal experiences with things like mindset and mentality. We then pass on tips and advice to you guys to then apply to your own lives. Next, we have physical vitality episodes. Now, in these episodes, we cover the physical side of our brand. Now, in these ones, we really get to showcase our expertise because you have 2 certified personal trainers here. So in these ones, we cover everything that we offer through our Untapped Training app, which is powered by the First Form Performance platform. If you guys have any questions or curiosities about what we offer through our Untapped app, please reach out. We are more than willing and able to help you get the results that you want. Now, in addition to that, we also cover everything to do with the gym, workouts, nutrition, supplements, mental toughness programs like 75 Hard, for example. And then at times, we will take trending articles or topics within the fitness industry and give our thoughts and opinions on those. Now, guys, keep in mind, these physical vitality episodes, that's our bread and butter, that's our roots. So these episodes are full of free game, so make sure you pay attention.
Nice athletics hat, by the way. Speaking of the First Form Performance platform.
That's right.
These things are tough.
We're repping.
Yeah, repping. So, guys, on to our third format now. That is our breaking news format. It is a current event-based format. That is essentially what we have for you today. Now, in these current event episodes, we touch on current events, current articles going on in today's world. Now, a lot of the content you see around current events is very doom and gloom and the negative aspects of everything. We're here to provide solutions, even sometimes harsh solutions to those as well in these episodes, guys. Now, on to our fourth format. That is our Knights Table format. It is a masculinity-based format. We touch on things like toxic masculinity, if it's real, what it really is, fatherhood, the impact it's had on all 3 of our lives in here, and then also male-based topics in general and how important men are to the future of not only the United States, but also the world. Now, keep in mind, I'm 27, Wurtz is 27. Our producer, Mitch, is 25, currently throwing the bird up. But because of that, we are not coming to you from the top of the mountain or some all put together place as a man. The only perfect man to ever walk this earth is Jesus Christ. Now, on to our 5th format. That is our guest format. So our last episode with the human juice box, Mr. Nick Tomjanovich, was 189. Great episode if you have not listened to that one. But we sit down with entrepreneurs, fitness professionals, athletes, doctors, caffeine specialist, as Wurtz told me to add from last week as well. And anybody with a great story or somebody who brings you value of some sort. We learned a ton from those episodes because we did learn a lot from the Nick episode, which was phenomenal.
Absolutely.
A ton of fun. But you guys in turn will also learn a lot from these episodes as well. Now, our last thing to introduce before the main content of the show and the fact of the day, our producer and my brother, Mitch Gabel.
Yo.
That was a new one.
We do like pirate chants.
It's kind of hard to be original.
I think it's more Viking, right?
Yeah, true.
Viking chants.
Here, I'll give you a free fact of the day.
Cleanse the pagans.
I'll give you 2. Well, I will give you the actual one, and then I'll give you a free one right now.
Sweet.
Do you guys know why pirates wore an eye patch? This is legit.
This can't be good.
This is not legit.
This is legit.
No.
So you know.
Okay, Gavin Newsom, and that's a fact.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
you just lied.
Such a good call by Andy when he pulled that up. That is so true.
Yes.
He's lying every time he says that.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anywho, so the bowels of a ship were dark, obviously. So they would wear one eye patch over one eye. So when they went below decks, they would flip that eye patch up. One eye would already be accustomed to the dark, and they would just put it on their eye that's accustomed to the light, so they could see immediately down there.
Really interesting
take
there, because that's actually facts.
No, it's not.
Because you can do that if a room's really dark, you can close both your eyes, open one like after 5 to 10 seconds, and then open the next one after 5 to 10 seconds. Your night vision's better. I'm telling you, it's a real thing.
I just wear my actual night vision.
You have just 40K sitting around,
Yeah,
real quick, little NVG action. I mean, the cheapest one you could find, Mitchell, is what, $3 to $5 grand for an NVG?
you can get monoculars for like $5,000.
Yeah,
cheaper, crappier ones for like $3. Yeah, but nice monoculars for like $5.
Easy.
I mean, you might as well.
The ones that you see the special
maybe take a
forces
load.
guys wear that like they have like 4 and they look like octopuses, those are like $40 45, 50.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy.
Post Malone has some of those.
Sick.
Of course he does.
I mean, if you make that much money,
Right.
I'd hope you'd have 40 grand ones.
Okay, actual fact of the day
Anyway.
now.
So, did you know the word pothole is a redundant term? Pot comes from the Middle English word meaning pit, meaning hole. Thus, a pothole is a hole. Did you know that? What's so funny?
I mean, what in the
I don't know
world?
why it's so funny.
You go, thus, it's a hole.
Yeah. It's a redundant term.
Like a hole,
Yeah.
WHOLE.
Now,
Sure.
Wurtz, imagine, because here's the thing. I think you came up with the fact of the day segment first, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I think you did. And keep in mind, you picked literally the perfect section for Mitchell
Oh, yeah.
because this is what I had to grow up with.
Yeah.
He was dropping random ass facts all the time.
It's interesting
out
stuff.
of nowhere when he was like 13 years old. This kid's way too smart for his own good.
I mean, think about it. It's like the people who call a queue a line. It's the same thing. I'm not getting the queue line. I'm not getting the line. You freaking idiot. Like, come on. You know English? Get with the times.
All right.
We should just all be like Bad Bunny and learn Spanish.
That's right.
Yeah. This is such a weird start to this episode.
It is. It's good though. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. We always do this after guest episodes though because they're so like serious. We have to plan for it really
Right,
heavily and whatnot.
right.
We can plan for these still, but it's not like it's just us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Goodness. Well, we have it's kind of a breaking news, Knight's Table, Fortune Fortitude.
that's why
episode.
I was like, well, it's kind of breaking news. That's why I
Yeah.
said that during that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely kind of a combo, but a good one. You know, one we've talked somewhat about in the past. When we had our what was it, EX Mind episodes.
Classic.
Yeah.
Great call by
Yeah.
you there.
Only
See?
the OGs will know.
Only the OGs will know that one.
And if
yeah.
you don't know, you need to go know.
Yeah. Some of the guys at our men's workouts will remember that one.
For
Because
sure.
there's some OGs that come to those.
Oh yeah,
For
definitely,
sure. Yeah.
definitely. But talking about how comfort is the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Comfort
So good.
is the enemy.
So good.
It is. It's always.
It
This
is.
is always a good one. No matter how many times you talk about something like this,
Mhm.
it's always a good reminder. It will typically bring new ideas, even if you have talked about it or listened to it or thought about it before. But it's at a minimum, it is always a good reminder for anybody.
The beautiful part about the sentence too, comfort is the enemy. It's such a good reminder because it's simple for
Mhm.
one. It's
Mhm.
it's very easy for anybody to digest.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely easy to digest for anybody of any intelligence level. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You can also get very in depth with it.
Yeah.
You can also think historical about it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You can think about how when societies were very bloated and had a lot of comfort to them,
Mhm.
they usually fell in
Mhm.
history. The Roman Empire is always a classic to go back to with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Any decadent empire like that grew to a certain size, the British Empire, another example. They were literally the size, United Kingdom and Great Britain's the size of what? The island of Michigan or the state of Michigan.
Whoa.
I was thinking island.
Whoa.
Great Britain. Sorry, guys.
Whoa.
Messed that
Mitch.
one up.
You hear that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Great Britain's the size of the state of Michigan.
Mhm.
So crazy to think about that. At one point in time, that empire literally controlled a quarter of the globe.
Yeah.
The current globe,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's insane. So shout out you Anglo-Saxons because that's badass.
Mhm.
That's some cool history you guys got there. But they became decadent. They became bloated. They became lazy. They're now where they are now,
Right.
as the UK is, as
Right.
we all know.
Yeah.
What it's turned into now. So it's just very interesting how it can also be like a complex topic too,
Mhm.
the comfort aspect
Mhm.
and whatnot. You can dive really deep into it. But also, when it comes to anything, like if you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix all the time, that's the enemy.
Mhm.
Anybody knows that.
Yeah.
Again, they might do it every night, but they still know in their heads it's the wrong thing to be doing
Yeah.
every single night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially if you haven't accomplished your task of the day already at that
Sure.
point in time. Especially if you have not done that. Gentlemen, listening to this episode.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and also especially if you have aspirations of more,
Mhm.
of doing more, of building, of creating, all those types of things. If you're choosing to do that or something else over completing those tasks of the day or whatever it might be for you, you're losing. You're going backwards. You're not moving forward. It's pretty simple. It's a very simple equation, actually. And I think anyone does know this, and I think anyone can digest this, like you said. But there's a large portion of people that choose to not see it.
Mhm.
You know, like you're not going to shock anyone. Like, oh, I didn't know that was taking away from my actual productivity. It's like,
Mhm.
no, you do know that because you just spent 3 hours watching Netflix.
Mhm.
That 3 hours could have and likely should have been spent on something way more productive. You good over here, pal?
Yeah, we got some
Mitch is
cord
creating-
loopage over here.
Yeah, Mitch is creating all kinds of ruckus over there.
That was kind of a boomer term there, for sure. What's all that ruckus over there?
Yeah, right. But anyway, you know, and I don't even remember where I was going.
Well,
That's okay.
I have a feeling I know where you're going with it, where what's interesting about it is that what you're describing, how there's a lot of people that understand it, but they still let themselves be overcome by it.
Yeah.
That is not selective in my experience, at least. My anecdotal experience, I'll talk on this, in my opinion, to intelligence. I've met a lot of intelligent people who still get very consumed by easy dopamine and comfort.
Oh, sure.
And which is crazy to think about because there are people that we're talking like 140, 150 IQ that are lazy as well, which is scary to think about because that's literally missed talent on the world as well, missed productivity on the world. While somebody that maybe has like, I don't know, a 95 IQ, just for saying this purposes here, that person may have a really, really effective life because they just keep things simple and they just get shit done.
Yeah.
They avoid that comfort because, well, if I do the thing that's uncomfortable, I feel better. And that's their whole logic behind it.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you're getting beat by this guy who you can talk all day about how intelligent you are and stuff like that. But if you don't actually get stuff done,
right,
you don't do what's uncomfortable, you're not going to win.
Well, you can be intelligent without being smart.
I know it's kind of a funny paradox you're discussing there. Yeah. Or like a dichotomy, I guess would be a better word for it. Because it's a very interesting thing to juggle on that, you know? Because if you can have all the brain cells in the world, but again, if you're somebody who then goes and walks in downtown St. Louis at 2 a.m. or something like that, and it's like, that's not really smart either. You know, it's dumb. It's common sense. Same thing.
It's the whole conversation of book smart versus street smart. You know, it's the same idea, you know, and you might have fantastic grades all throughout school, your entire school career. Have
no problem in college. Have no problem in grad school.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Studying's not an issue for you. Testing's not an issue for you. School might not be an issue for you. But then you get into the real world and you don't know how to operate. You might have guys or people that were not very good in school. Heck, there could be people that even flunked out of school, you know, and they have very successful businesses. You know, they have very successful friendships, relationships. They have very successful, whatever it might be, you know? And so it's like, and then you'll have people who are book smart and street smart, you know, and they'll have the best of both worlds. And those people are often very productive parts of society, you know? But those are kind of rare, I would say. I would say the majority of people lean one way or the other, you know? And so it's kind of another way to break down the argument there.
I mean, I would think that you and I would probably both sit here and say too, like, if we're being really honest, probably about 5 to 10% of the population genuinely puts themselves in uncomfortable situations purposely.
Oh, yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Some people are just, they make stupid decisions and put themselves in uncomfortable situations because they made stupid decisions, you know, in that way. But that's different. That's not what we're talking about. So we could stay on the simple aspect of things because you could look at that 5 to 10% of the population that decides, well, this sucks, but I'm going to go lift and wreck my legs today at the gym.
Right.
Or I'm going to go run that 5 miles because I told myself I was going to.
Yeah.
Okay. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'm going to get better because of it.
Instead of me going and visiting Prime Video and wasting my time on the newest show or something like that, which, you know, might be a good show, whatever, but I still haven't got my task done for the day. So I'm instead going to go on my 5 mile run.
Right.
Those people who make that very simple decision and very conscious decision as well are the ones who win.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Well,
and again, who, like, the guys we know that are very successful and are like mentors to us, like the Jeff Lavecchios and the Will Bates and whatnot. What do? They make the uncomfortable decisions. It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
Like what their lives are, like you and I know them well enough to where you can look at them and be like, it's simple.
Yeah.
Like it's straightforward what the decisions they make are.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And that's why you and I being in something like the operator standard that Andy has created is extremely beneficial, you know, because it puts it right in front of your face. Like, okay, these are the things that I or we need to get done today to move ourselves and Untapped further, you know, or forward, I should say.
A little bit of that needle move.
Exactly.
That 0.2%, we move that needle,
right.
whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's why when we have something like that at our disposal, that's why it's so beneficial. And you don't have to be a part of it in order to do stuff like that. You can use a written list. You know, the power list would be a great example of that. Again, created by Andy. That can do these things for you. You know, and it doesn't. Not that that's extreme by any means, but it doesn't have to be that extreme. Like, just get the things done that you need to get done before you do the things that you want to do. You know, do the things you need to before the things you want to.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. Like, it really is simple.
And you could even make the argument too that like that even if you are getting those things done you need to be getting done and whatnot, and you know, again, you and I talked about this after the Super Bowl. We've talked about it in general over the last now 2 or 3 weeks and whatnot. It's hard to even have the desire to sit on the couch and watch sports for me right now. Genuinely. Like, we had a bunch of our friends over for the Super Bowl and whatnot, so that we don't see like that often, for example. We don't see them every week or something like that. So spent literally 95% of the time talking to them.
Yeah.
You know? Now the game sucked. I mean, let's be really honest. The game absolutely sucked. But the point remains, it's like it just becomes less and less interesting because not only do you see stuff like what's going on current events wise, you see that. We're not into that. We're not going to get into that just yet. But you see that stuff and it's like, it makes you focus more on, it makes me focus more on my daughter. Makes me focus more on spending time with my friends and actually having real conversations with them instead of watching some interception some dude just made in a Super Bowl that I'm not playing in. Yeah. You know, and it's so challenging because also you and I both sit here as a Broncos fan, as a Chiefs fan. We want to enjoy that type of stuff.
Sure.
We want to enjoy the Cardinals. But you're like, is that what we're really called to do right now?
Yeah.
You know, is that what we're called to spend our time on right now? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and so you start just like itching in a way. You know what I mean? Again, like we're talking, maybe some of the listeners have no clue what we're talking about here right now. But I think you and I have discussed in the last 2 to 3 months, especially how you just have like this desire to just work and just work and work and work.
Yeah.
Any chance you have an opening. Anytime Haven's down for an app, I'm trying to work or something like that. I'm trying to program or, you know, whatever it is. And again, that's just a conscious choice. Yeah. It's like, could you watch a TV show? But also, could you productively get something done with your wife and your kids instead of that?
Well, and that's like,
probably,
you know, what I would do, you know, you were talking about football, so we'll keep that, you know, before the Chiefs game started on any Sunday, I would get all of my stuff done before that so that by the time that rolls around, I have the freedom to watch. Or before I came over for the Super Bowl, I got all my stuff done. I got movement in, I got content made. We had a couple other Untapped related things done. Okay, yeah, I can and will go over to Gabel's.
Right.
You know, so it's like, get your stuff done before the things, again, get the things done that you need to do before you do the things that you want to do. It just comes back to that, you know, because if you're constantly choosing the things you want to do, you become apathetic. You become apathetic over the course of time. It's just it's just what will happen because you are used to the comfort. You are used to the mindlessness, whether that's social media for you, whether that's TV shows for you, whatever. You get used to that. So that's your go-to. That's your immediate go-to. Okay, I'm off work now. Like, now I can just, you know, do nothing the rest of the day. It's like, no, you could still work out. You could still create something. You could still read. You could still go for a walk. Whatever it is. There's all these other things that you could and, again, likely should be doing. You know, and it's just a matter of choices. You know, you have those choices laid out in front of you. You can go one way or you can go the other. One way is going to make you better in the long term. One way is going to make you feel better right now, but it's going to set you back on the long run.
The apathy is just the best word for it too, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking probably 85 to 90% of America that has apathy be a good description for them.
Well, and
if we're being honest.
The current thing going on in the country right now is a perfect example. We have more outrage on both sides of the political spectrum over a halftime show in a Super Bowl than we do with the Epstein stuff going on. with this new batch of files that was just released. What was that, last week?
Yeah.
When we're recording, so
when
2
we're
weeks
recording,
ago.
I guess 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So we have more outrage over who performed at the halftime show than
Then
pedophiles.
And not to mention them literally torturing children.
Exactly.
In these files.
Exactly.
Torturing children.
Who are also people in positions of power.
Yeah.
That are leading our country, leading our society. That should tell you all you need to know.
Again, it's what I said to one of our buddies over the Super Bowl party too.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? There's at minimum 4 guys we know for sure that should already be being lined up for the guillotine right now.
Yeah.
You got the Prince Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bill Gates.
Bill
you
Clinton.
have George W. Bush and Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Those 4 are clearly implicated in some evil shit in those 5. I mean, some full-blown, like,
I don't even know if evil,
not even
does
comic
justice.
level villain, like Satanist.
Right.
I don't even know. Like,
Right.
we're talking about deep, dark, hidden Baal and Moloch type stuff, buried from the ancient days type of evil.
No, literally though.
I mean, and you're right. Like, again, we're worried about Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
A retarded celebrity who doesn't matter at all.
No.
I'm sorry. Like, not a single celebrity interests me at all.
I don't care that he was performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't care that TPUSA had their own to rival it.
Also slop.
Exactly.
Also slop with TPUSA.
That's not what I care about. I'm not going to watch either. And again, the time here was spent on us being with our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, legitimately.
Yep.
Which
is what I was hoping that would turn into anyway.
Yeah, right.
And of course it did turn into that.
And the game was just an excuse for us all to get together.
Yeah.
Is what it came down to. And I'm sure plenty of you are in a similar situation. You know, had the Chiefs or the Broncos been in it, maybe it's a little bit different story, might be a little more,
right.
Into the game. But even still, you guys were over at our place for the Super Bowl last year. The Chiefs were in it. We were still all hanging out.
Yep.
And you guys were somehow Eagles fans all of a sudden. It was crazy. Had your ass rooting for a Hawkeye when you were Cyclone.
Biggest Cooper and Gene fan on the planet. And again,
fake Iowa State student.
I actually went to Iowa City for college. lo and behold, but you're right, dude. Like even then, it's like you look back and it's like, okay, if the Chiefs would have won, I mean, okay, cool. Like that's great. Yeah. That's also cool. Yeah. Like Wurtz gets a W, then cool. Yeah. Eagles win. Okay, Eagles won the Super Bowl. But what does that do for Wurtz and I? Actually,
yeah, right.
What does that actually do for us?
Well, and again, like going back to the current state, it's like people are you're not enraged that Bad Bunny is doing the Super Bowl halftime show in Spanish, or that he's not American, or whatever the arguments might be. It's like, again, I don't, because there are way bigger issues, but yet Fox News will be focusing on Bad Bunny. CNN, MSNBC, they'll be focusing on the outrage about Bad Bunny. It's the same thing on both sides. It's like, holy cow, people. Do you not understand what is going on currently? What was just shown to us? What is continuing to be shown to us?
Why do they call us cattle where it's in the files?
Right.
Why the hell do they call us cattle?
Exactly.
You wonder why.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking obvious.
Because you
genuinely.
You prod them and they go where you want them to.
I mean, we are cattle. Genuinely.
Yeah.
That's how we act.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, again, with the Bad Bunny stuff, it's like The Weeknd, slop. Rihanna, slop. All and half of it's demonic anyways.
Yeah.
All of it's slop.
Yeah.
All of it's these celebrities with maybe a 68 working IQ.
Yeah.
Who got propped up by probably Diddy or some other honeypot Mossad operation or whatever, something like that too.
Yeah.
Who have no real talent.
No.
And you're worried about them.
Right.
Who gives a shit?
They
probably all love kids too. They probably all are huge pedophiles too.
Bingo.
Like they're all chipper victims too.
The only good Super Bowl performance I can even think of is Chris Stapleton's anthem. And that was, I think that was last year.
Yeah, I think that was last
year. It was unbelievable.
Again, a regular American dude.
Yeah.
Is like the only
fat dude with a beard.
The only thing I want to see at a halftime show.
Yeah.
And again, even then, like how many country artists are probably just slop too? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like who knows?
Right.
Who knows what they're all involved in too?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you hear stories about what the NBA and NFL players are involved in.
Phoenix Suns have a quite.
I mean, yeah,
story.
you could talk to the Phoenix Suns about one of those. You could talk to Dwight Howard about that.
Yeah.
When he was in the league.
Yeah.
You could talk to Lil Baby and what Young Thug says him and all the other rappers do. Like, these people are all complete pieces of shit.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to tell me that's like, I'm worried about putting them all in jail or executing them.
Right.
That's what I'm worried about.
But you want us to be worried about Bad Bunny? I'll pass. I'm good. Yeah.
Like, sweet. You rep Puerto Rico, and it's a complete drain on our tax dollar system. But hey, like, no big deal.
Right.
You see the numbers on that too, by the way? They bring in about $5 billion in tax revenue as a territory a year. They cost us, and we send them about $45 billion.
Sweet. Hey, just
so again, slop.
Another net loss for the U.S.
Again, slop.
Sweet.
Complete slop is what we're talking about here.
But all of this traces back to the fact that the country, because you were talking about the former giant empires that were comfortable, they were bloated.
Mm.
What's going on in our current country? It's the
100%.
same thing. We have a huge bloated government on all levels. We have an extremely comfortable population. And it's not like you and I are going to sit here and say that we aren't a part of that also, you know, and that we don't also fall into some of those temptations, you know, of the comfort, you know, but we don't solely focus on that. And that's not our whole identity and personality.
We're not under the awareness that dopamine and that garbage is actually a good thing.
Right.
You know, I'm not watching one of those videos, and I'm not telling myself this is the most important thing to focus on.
Exactly.
Like Dave Portnoy running like he's literally mentally disabled. You know, like that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I watch that and I'm like, yeah, that's more slop. Like,
yeah,
it's like, this is more garbage.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Like, just what I wanted to. And again, like, you're right, because and a lot of people will sit there and be like, well, maybe some people would argue that America's not an empire and whatnot. And, you know, to some degrees, some people would argue we should bring back colonialism. And what do you call it? What was our word? Oh gosh, manifest destiny. Thank you. There we go.
Yes.
We should bring back manifest destiny and whatnot. You know what I mean? But if we did that right now with the current system we have, it would just turn into more of the disgusting, decadent empire we are right now.
Yeah.
That's the truth. We have to clean house entirely. And then if we want to consider expanding our empire and expanding our influence on the globe, okay, maybe we talk about that.
Right.
Because naturally, like, I mean, expansion, like frontiersmanness is in our American blood.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about that. We're the biggest savages on the planet when we're not comfortable.
Yeah.
When we're not comfortable is the key phrase there. Because right now, the comfort is the case.
Yeah.
And the situation we're in right now. And it is the enemy, objectively.
Yeah.
Because again, I would much rather talk about important shit at our men's workouts, for example, than hear about if you got drunk last weekend.
Right.
As you and I talked about
right.
It of a previous one. Not the last one, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I would rather talk about how to solve the issues as men.
Mm-hmm.
How much 10 to 20 men can get done that they don't tell you that 10 to 20 men can get done.
That's right.
You know? Like, the only time that I can think about, I'm like, that's what I miss about America, was the Venezuela shit.
Yeah, because that was sick.
I was like, damn. That's what we have the capabilities to be.
Yeah.
Instead, we're paying taxes to evil, Satanist pedophiles.
Correct.
Instead of going in, snatching up somebody's president if they disrespect us. And that's it. Taking their oil, it's ours now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It's ours.
I'm
now.
the captain.
Yeah, I'm literally the captain now, except I'm not Somali.
Right.
Thank God. But, you know, so let's focus on let's focus on actual American excellence. Let's focus on that instead of comfort.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right, guys. At the end of all of our non-guest episodes, well, actually, I guess I could include the guest episodes now because Mitch had a couple questions for the Human Juice Box last week.
It was good, though. It was really good.
Money Mitch will ask us a Q&A question that is submitted by you guys, the listeners or the viewers. Quick few ways we would like you to submit these to us. First, you can email them to us. Our email is untappedllp@gmail.com. You can leave them in the comments of, we'll get to that in a second. A little out of order here. You can DM them to us on Instagram at untapped.llp. You can DM them to us individually as well. You can text them to us. And finally, you can leave them in the comments on any of our social media posts. We are very active on the big 5, those being Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and YouTube Shorts. You can leave them in the comments on any of those places. These questions can be about anything, health and fitness, breaking news, funny, doesn't really matter. But then Money Mitch will pick one out and ask it at the end of the episode. So, Money Mitch, what do you got?
How do you find comfort in times of trouble?
How do you find comfort?
Mm-hmm.
Funny way to deliver it, by the way, Mitchell. How do you find comfort in times of trouble? You sound like you're doing a National Geographic
Very
announcement there. Like
David Attenborough.
Yeah, there you go. No, it actually is a good question, because from what I'm understanding about this listener here, he's not asking whether you can find Prime Video. He's not asking whether you can find Netflix.
Right.
He's more asking how you can, like in the book of Isaiah in the Bible, where I believe is it chapter 6, verse 8? Mitchell, you got to pull that up. Make sure. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. See if I'm right here. Where he says, and the Lord said, "Who do I send?" And I said, "Send me."
Send me.
That's finding comfort in tough times. That's being the captain of the ship, so to speak. Being the leader.
Yeah.
When you know you can be. And you're finding comfort in that. You're finding clarity in doing that.
Finding purpose.
Finding purpose. Finding confidence.
Yeah.
In doing that.
I think it's faith and community are the two answers there.
Mm-hmm.
Faith and community,
Keep
which I think is
100%.
the line that you were getting down or getting us to. Faith for what you just said. That's a very popular verse for a reason. Because there's a lot of strong meaning behind that. And a lot of purposeful meaning behind that. The community aspect is exactly what we do with our men's workouts. It's exactly why we started doing them. That's a huge part of the reason we started doing them, is to find that comfort in turmoil, because individually we're all feeling that turmoil, whether that's with the country, whether that's with our own lives, whatever it might be. You come together, you realize, okay, we are all feeling turmoil. Now I feel more comfortable because I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. I'm not whatever. These guys are feeling it too. Now we, instead of we can do something about it. We can cause change. We can affect society in a positive way. That's where that comfort comes from. Because no one wants to go alone. No one wants to be alone. And nor should you have to be, because you are most likely not the only one with those thoughts, those feelings, those desires, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
So you find comfort in the fact that there's a community for that.
If you want to go far, go together.
Boom. There you go.
That's comfort.
Absolutely.
In the way that comfort is supposed to be used.
Absolutely.
I mean, as funny as it is to bring this example in, but I think you would agree with this. Something like what they portray, and the reason a show like Yellowstone or 1923 or 1883 are so popular is because they show real Americana type stuff.
Absolutely.
They show the community. They show the Dutton family, how they work as a unit together to accomplish a common goal.
Yeah.
They show exactly that.
Yeah.
That's finding comfort in your brothers, in your uncle, in your father, in your kids, in your son.
Yeah.
That's that comfort we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, 100%. All right, guys, that is episode 190. Again, very quickly approaching episode 200. Very, very quickly. Just a couple months, actually.
It's like we're hurtling toward it.
Yeah, right, right. Wrong Olympics, though. That's the summer. Yeah, they don't do hurdles on the ice.
The Goy Olympics.
All right, guys, that is episode 190. As always, please share the show for us. It's free, it's easy, and it helps us grow tremendously. Again, if you have not gone and listened to Nick's episode from last week, that is episode 189, definitely go give that a listen or a watch. Tons of great content throughout that episode, tons of laughs. Just an all-around really, really fun episode with Nick Tomjanovich. Gentlemen, our post for our next men's workout should have been up yesterday.
Yes.
When you guys are hearing this, so it'll be the 21st, February 21st at 8 a.m. Location will be on the graphic. If you have any questions about that, fellas, just let us know. We are more than happy to give you the answers. And let us know if you're coming, of course.
Newsletter.
Go to our Instagram, and in our bio, there's a link there to our beacons with all of our links. Towards the top, you will see the Untapped newsletter button. Click that, throw your email in there. It'll send you a confirmation email. Confirm that, and you will be in.
Mm-hmm.
Completely free. Just good quality information that we have been sending out. Usually at least once a week, sometimes multiple times.
I was thinking too, we have some other stuff coming up on social media here soon.
Yes.
That we're going to be adding in for you guys as
Yeah,
well. So
yeah.
I would imagine announcements will be close to being out
Yeah.
or already out by the time they're hearing this episode.
We'll be getting to that. Yeah.
On that. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Other ways you can get involved with us on social. And then also, obviously, you have the in-person stuff with men's workouts and the newsletters and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Too.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Guys, until next time, peace and love.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.